Hi, it's Nancy, and I'm just laying here recuperating from my knee surgery. This is a cold pack that my grandson and his wife and their two little girls loaned me. It's working great. I love it. Thank you again. So, and when you need it back, let me know, because we'll get it back to you. But certainly enjoying it right now. Feels good. So I'm doing well on my recovery. I still have a ways to go, and I'm doing some in-home therapy right now, but I'll be doing some outpatient therapy starting next week, I believe. And so I'm a little bit skeptical about that, because I know it can get pretty aggressive, and I don't do real well with aggression. I need a little bit more coaxing and all that stuff. But anyway, right now we're on, today is January the 17th, 2019, and we're going back on our garden scenes to 2018, and we're in April. Yesterday I put on April 17th and 19th, I believe, and then today I'll try to put another one on for you, which we will still be in April, but hopefully we'll be moving right along, so that by the time I can get out into the garden again, I hope to have most of them already on there for you. We'll see how that goes, but I'll get them on for you as quickly as possible. They're already recorded. I just have to put them together and get them ready to show you on the YouTube channel. It's Nancy with A Scroll in the Garden, and I wanted to show you a little bit of what's going on in the garden today. This is the area that I showed you I had little plants in. Get that pretty red and white petunia there. And I planted some, I don't know if you can see those tiny little clippings that I saved in the window, but the dark or black sweet potato vine in there with them. And those two, the round of the petunia and that shape of the sweet potato vine, they just really, if they'll mingle in there and do well, you'll see how pretty that is when I get a chance to show you later. But I showed you this area, and I wanted to show you a little bit more of what I've been doing. And today my husband took me and a friend of mine to Horse Creek Nursery, a local nursery. It's a really nice nursery too. I need to go over there definitely sometime and get pictures of it to put on the YouTube post. But this side is the side I just recently did. Put little plants in, which they're so small right now you can't tell a whole lot about them, but you can tell that there's something started there, and it'll be fun to see what they do. There's a lot of these little volunteer larkspur coming up in several pots, but I'm going to leave a lot of them, not all of them, but most of them. I haven't really found larkspur to be a problem yet. It may get to be, but it's just, to me, it's very pretty. I like it planted in with my irises, because otherwise weeds grow up there anyway. So I've actually let them grow up here. They kind of choke out the weeds, and then when the irises are not blooming, you've got a second deal of color with the larkspur coming up. So hopefully that's what will happen, and that's what I have planned anyway. Today we got several plants at Horse Creek Nursery. They had some really pretty ones. I'll have to show you what I found. Here, we're coming around here right now to some of them. Look at this. This is Swiss chard. There's a pink and a yellow in there, and I've kind of got pink and yellow colors in here. That's a geranium. I put my spike right here. I was wondering where I was going to end up putting it, but that's where it went. And I think it's going to be a pretty little arrangement once it fills out and takes off. And then let me go around here a little bit. This is a just reblooming lilac bush, and you can tell the frost got some of it, but it's putting on a few, and it was smelling really nice. I love the scent of the lilac. And here's another one of the pots I did recently. This pretty calabachoa, which has gotten wet, and you can't tell just how pretty it is when it opens up and fluffs out those pretty blooms. And then you see behind these little squirrels there, my snowball bush has got snowballs coming on it, so it won't be long. They'll be fluffy and white. This is some of the plants that I got today at Horse Creek. The Persian shield, which I just don't have luck with this, but the friend that went with me can grow them tall, wide, beautiful, and I'm not going to stop trying till I can get mine there too, hopefully. And these are just little, I rooted these in the window, and they will be a orange Mexican flame vine, which I'm thinking is going to go really well with this little copper coleus. This little calabachoa here is another one of the calabachoas that I got today. And let's see, is there anything else around here that's new? Let me see. Oh yes, we do have this little pot right here. I've got it started. It's not completely filled out yet, but I've got it started. This one right here, I've got it started. Actually, that's probably all that will end up going in that one, because it doesn't hold a whole lot. And I think that's going to be really pretty. These are just little clippings that I saved in the window in a glass of water. This will be a copper plant, and hopefully it will do well. And this, of course, is the citronella geranium. I've always thought I would like to do a pink and yellow container, so that's what this one is hopefully going to be. This little verbena right here is pink, so hopefully we'll have those colors in there. And I don't know if you can tell, but there is little bits of pink in this redhead coleus also. I think I've pointed this one out to you yet, which is just a little salvia that's kind of a very pale lime green with those bright colored petunias. I think that's going to look good together too. This little pot here, all I put in it was just some purslane moss and some creeping Jenny moneywort, but it just seems like it's going to work for it. This little pot here, I got the pretty peach coleus with some of the peach and pink or salmon pink impatiens. I'm not sure what I'm going to put under this pretty little bird that my brother painted for me yet, but I want to get something there that will really show him off. And this one is blue lobelia, which it's not bloomed a whole lot right now, not in bloom that much, but I think it will be. And I wanted to do a blue and yellow here, so hopefully that will fill out and be pretty. And then I also had this one done with the coral coleus, shade coleus, and then the purple alyssum and a couple of impatiens there. I went ahead and set out my foxtail lily, which I hope it wasn't too early to do that, but it was struggling so inside I thought it might struggle outside to more avail. But and then this is another little one where I used the red trimmed with kind of a yellow green, and then I put the Creeping Jenny Moneywort and another short trailing coleus. That's 3 of those in there, and those are ones that I saved inside in a glass from last year. So, and then I think, oh, here's one back here. I don't know if you can tell, it's so dark, but the dark coleus there, and then the polka dot plant, and then there's another dark coleus over here on the other side. You can't tell what's in this yet, but actually I planted some lady's mantle there, and I've tried that before. I don't know whatever happened to it, but hopefully it will work for me this time. This little trellis here, I think I put some more, yes, I know I did some more Mexican flame vine on this, and I thought the orange going up the trellis, and then down at the bottom just these pretty little purple and white petunias. So hopefully that will be looking good. I even freshened these up. The moss had died in these. Sometimes if you have a small pot, it won't make it through the winter. They just don't have enough protection, but it didn't take much to put just a little bit more in it. That one was a sedum. This is a thyme that I put in this one, and this is another sedum down here in this one. And then I put the pretty licorice plant that I love this color. It's just so pretty. And it did well in this pot last season, so I'm hoping that it will again this season. And then those little scraggly looking coleus right there, that if they will come out of their scraggliness from just being in the window all winter and start going, which sometimes they do and sometimes they don't, but hopefully they will. And they are a beautiful little coleus too. So I think that's got you around the front. In just a moment I'll take you back to the back. Oh, and I also got this little heather plant right here. I like it in this little watering can planter because the pretty purple, can you see that purple there? I could get it in, focused in, and how it matches that turquoise blue, or not matches, but it goes so well. And then this is my little pot I was telling you that I always like to do one with watermelon coleus and the lipstick pink impatiens, and you put those together and they have never failed to really shine for me. I definitely like those. So here we are in the backyard, and I put several things back here also. This one I wanted to do, for some reason I find myself going to the brighter colors, but I wanted to do a soft colors. So this one is one of them, and I hope to do at least one more with the soft colors. It's got the pretty little lavender purple mini petunia calabachoa, and then look at this dichandra. I found that at Horse Creek. It is so filled out. I've never seen one that small, that full and frilly and large. But I love these, like with, I've already told you, I'm sure, but I love it with the Dusty Miller. This little Dusty Miller right here will grow up, and the two will just play off of each other, and then this pretty purple. And I may end up putting something else in the back of that. I'm not sure yet. I like to leave them room to grow, but I do like a full pot too. So we'll just see how that goes. And then as you can see, I didn't quite finish over here. We're expecting rain, but I'm going to have to wait on these. I'm just too tired. My knee is about to quit on me. This is some lavender I wanted to plant, and I hope you can see this cone flower. This is called Cheyenne Spirit, I believe, and they come in all different colors. They had orange, yellow, golden yellow, almost red, and then I saw this, and I call it rainbow. It is so pretty. So I'm anxious to get that in the ground, and hopefully I can get that where it'll come back for me, or I can save seed, or both actually, where it'll both come back and I can also save seed. This is back here is one of the ones that I did. I thought I would kind of try to match it to my pot a little bit, the colors, and so I put this beautiful little, look at the color on that Calabrachoa, and then I put, this is the Angelonia. I put in with it another Dusty Miller, along with a little piece of Dachandra, which I'm normally used to this Dachandra being this size. I still love it even at that small size, but that other one was amazing that I found at Horse Creek. And then I put the Marguerite Daisy there with it, and hopefully all those colors will fill out and just billow out and be beautiful. They've got a very good stock for that purpose. Let's see where we'll take you next. This poor little peony got bit by the frost, but it's still got its little peony buds, and I'm hoping that it'll bloom. I think most of the peonies, the bloom was saved on them. It seems to be that they are. I might be wrong about that, because see, there's one. It looks very much like it's going to be all right, but then you can see how the foliage got so curled up and nipped and doesn't look good at all. This little pot I redid, put some more coconut liner in it, and then I put just a red Calabrachoa mini petunia in there with it, and I will put other things in there. I'm not sure what right now. I'm thinking maybe a celosia in the back. I got some seed for a really pretty mixed colors of yellow and bright pink that would probably go real well in there. I don't know if this will have enough dirt to live there, but if it will, isn't that pretty? It's just like, look at me. I may be little, but I'm definitely loud and noticeable. So that's a pretty Swiss chard, and I got those at Horse Creek too. They actually had them on sale for 50 cents. So I love these, and you put them, if you put them like at eye level, where the thing you're seeing the most is that pretty red stalk. They're just such an eye catcher in the garden. So I'm going to go on over this way. Oh, just a minute. I think I changed my mind, and I'm going to take you back here just to show you, give you an idea of how this candy tuft would look if that was all the way around on the border. And that's my goal, and it has been my goal for some time, and I'm just not getting it all the way around there, but I'm not giving up on that either. One day that's going to happen, Lord willing. This little pot I haven't got finished at all, but I did put new dirt in and fluffed it up and put this pretty dark Calabrachoa in there, which I guess you can tell I love the Calabrachoas. They're just, you know, if you want a thriller, filler, and spiller, there's your spiller right there. And also it gives you color. They come in so many colors. You can make so many different types of arrangements with them. Let's see where to go next. There's right down here a little sedum that I purchased. I should have shown you it while we were there, but I'll go back down that way because this one here took such center stage that I forgot about this one down here. But isn't that a pretty little sedum? I know mostly because it's in bloom, because it won't be in bloom a whole long time, and then it'll just be these little green, but they're pretty. So I'm happy with it. I'm not sure exactly which sedum it is, but almost all the sedums are lovely. I've got some little bitty pots over here. One of them had it had died out over winter, so I put a little piece of that one right here in it. And then here's another pretty sedum that just keeps on making those little rosettes and keeps right on going. Here's another one, so tiny, but it'll fill out and it makes a pretty ground cover. This pretty little red sedum, isn't that pretty? Let's see, and then here I did go ahead and put my orange calabrachola right here, and it's not full out yet, so you can't tell the color all that much, but this one I hope to get some purple in there too. I'm thinking a purple heliotrope, just because I've had that before and very satisfied with it. Very pretty. If I can get that. I've got a seed, a heliotrope seed started, but it hasn't really done any more than just barely sprout, so we'll see how that one goes. Oh, and definitely I want to take you over here. Look at this beautiful pink begonia. Look at this little arrangement. Isn't that exciting? And then look a little closer at that copper coleus, and you'll see that beautiful salmon pink in those leaves, which will play and bring out this salmon pink of this begonia. So I think that's going to be a very pretty arrangement to enjoy this season too. And I may go ahead and put some kind of little trailing plant right there in front of it. Not sure about that yet. These are pretty little twist and turn kind of a it's an allium. I'm not exactly sure what type of allium it is. I looked it up, but I forgot right now what it's called. But a neighbor gave me that, and I really like it. It's kind of just unique, and lots of pots I haven't done anything to yet that I definitely need to. This one will be really pretty when she gets all fixed up. This will have to be redone. Then she'll have some pretty plants in her, and we'll hopefully get a real pretty arrangement there, as well as here in this one, which I haven't got started on yet either, but it's one of my favorites too, because my brother painted that for me also. He did so much for me. Everything you see out here that's been painted like that, he did. So this one, I had some of that Dusty Miller and Silver Falls Dachshundra in it last year, and it was so pretty. I definitely want to do that again. And I'm not sure what colors I want with it this time. I have not found a color that doesn't look wonderful with those two things. You just put any color in there, and that pretty powdery blue will just bring out the other colors. I had not seen it until last year, and one of my neighbors put it in with yellow petunias, and I wouldn't have thought about that being quite so pretty, but it was gorgeous. These, I put some little rose moss in these, so they're ready to go for the season. But there's so much that we got done, and then also so much that still needs to be done. So I probably missed something, but I'm sure I'll get back out here at another time and show you more. And just so much to do. You kind of get overwhelmed with it, but you've got to just calm down and just realize, it's not going to be done in a day or a week or even a month. It's going to take time. So the best thing to do is just totally enjoy it. enjoy it the way it is right now if you can. And you can, because there'll be lots of things. Oh, look at this. Remember my bleeding heart that the frost laid out and just totally killed it? Well, look in there. I've got to get that old dead part away from it, because this little green part is coming back and looking great. And you know, that's the way we have to be too. We just have to be as resilient as we possibly can. But yeah, I can say that. Don't that sound good? And then I'll be, I've been known to be down pretty low. But God is my helper, and I love Him. He loves me, and I know that. I'm very much aware of that constantly. I don't know what people do without. Look here at this one. This whole border here has got 2 and a scraggly little third one of the pretty candy tuft. But I just want that all down here so bad. I think that would just be so eye-catching. It doesn't stay white very long, but actually it probably does for about 3 weeks, which is a good long time for a perennial. And then all the other things will be so bright you won't mind having a little green border. And then for it to be white like that in the springtime would just be awesome. But I guess I'm going to close it out. Hopefully we'll get rain tonight. That's the forecast. That's the plan. That's what we're praying for. And we'll be back in the garden after the rain. See what happened. The rain always brings things out. Always go in the garden after the rain. If you don't get to go any other time, go then, because things start opening that didn't open before, and it just puts that nourishment that they need right down. Oh, I see one more thing, and then I'm going to close this off. But I see the Virginia bluebells. The Virginia bluebells are opened up and looking so good. Aren't those pretty? Okay, we'll see you later.